Hey, Spitwads, guess what? It's Thursday, and we have something special for you. In fact, we're going to have it every Thursday. We're breaking out the Spit Hits.
Spit Hits!
See? I told you.
Spit Hits!
Every week, we've got a brand new episode on Monday and a Spit Hit on Thursday.
Spit Hits!
These are classic episodes that you know and love. And on today's episode, Mike, well, he throws several unsuspecting family members under the bus.
Yeah, they had it coming.
Also, surprise to everybody, we give some advice on farting in public. And
On this show?
awkward bathroom attendance. So we hope you enjoy this week's Spit Hit.
What happens when three buffoons give life advice, explore unrealistic situations, and give random topics more thought than they probably deserve? It's the Spitballers Podcast with Andy, Mike, and Jason.
That was for Jason.
Oh, yeah.
I know Jason likes that Louis.
Oh, yeah. Yes. It's a wonderful
better,
world.
When we start an episode of the show, it's always better that there's a little uncertainty about who's going to scat their way into the show.
Yes.
Sorry.
What was that?
We're 10 seconds in, Jason.
Look, last
Was that a
episode.
scat- was that a scat
yes,
reference?
last episode ruined me forever. Now forever.
If you hear the word scat, it's cat scat. It's animal scat. Thanks.
Yep. You did this.
Welcome into the Spitballers Podcast. Welcome into the YouTube debut of the show. So if you've been listening, now you can watch. That's really what it means. And it's spectacular. I mean, the set looks great. You can't see Al Borland, which is crucial
I have
Right.
watched.
to watchability.
I have watched every show we have recorded. Even before we were on YouTube, I was watching.
Yeah, you could see them, and you said this needs to go public.
The biggest problem with the way that I would watch our show, though, is I couldn't see me.
right. That's a
Right.
big problem for you. We know that.
So I
'Cause
said,
normally-
let's get this bad dog up on YouTube.
Normally when you see yourself in a mirror, you, ooh,
Oh,
hey, what, whoa.
Ooh, hello.
Where did you come from? You
How
got
are
the
you
hair
doing?
nice and tight. This must be a
Yes.
tough week for you in terms of leaving the mirror.
well, it's
I could go-
it's always tough, but you are right. It's a little bit tougher right now.
Go live my everyday life or stay here and observe the majesty. All right, we have a great show for you today. Welcome to everybody watching on YouTube. If you're listening in the morning on the podcast, you can actually go and join us in the premiere of the video event. That is at 6 Eastern.
Yes.
YouTube.com/Spitballers. YouTube.com/Spitballers. And here's the thing. We want to hear from you. We want you to go in there. We want you to leave a comment, and you've got two options on the comment, okay? You can either tell us, because we've got a great draft on the show today.
Yeah.
One of the best. We're drafting the best movie franchises. So I either want you to put in your perfect draft, or better yet, give us an idea for future drafts on this show, because these are fun. These are great, but we're always looking for ideas. We were so close to doing an ice cream draft today.
Yeah, I know you're disappointed, Andy. We
Now,
we
that
thought-
kind of draft, you eat the ice cream during the draft, right?
Right, we're gonna bring all the ice cream together, put it all out. And
I'm
then
taking Rocky Road.
and then you grab you draft by grabbing.
Yes, and eating, obviously, a pint of each.
Right. No,
to
we thought because
solidify the
you
draft
have
pick.
the third pick in today's draft. It would not be fair.
I deserve...
You deserve the 101 if it's
See,
an ice cream draft.
I don't even know if I want that in an ice cream
Of
draft.
course.
Vanilla bean.
No,
Yes.
stop it. Oh, stop. I would not go.
Maybe French vanilla.
Oh,
Do you guys like the French vanilla or the regular?
I don't know.
Give me the French.
Really?
I honestly don't know the difference.
Yeah, that's a bad decision. You guys are going to get blown away in this draft based on that. So what else is going on? We got Would You Rather on the show today. We got life advice, and we got the best movie franchises draft. Here's what else you can do. You can head over to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and you can subscribe to the show and leave us a review, because we read those reviews, and by we I mean Jason.
Mm-hmm.
We reveal the review.
We reveal
That's what you
and
were gonna
read.
say.
Thank you, Mike, on the show.
Reviewosaurus Rex.
This one comes in from Zaminaho.
That was nice.
Thank
I
you.
think you said that correctly.
Oh, incredible. A podcast of historic significance. 5 stars. It can only be said of a handful of events over the course of history that They truly shaped the human experience and altered the evolution of our society. The control of fire, the invention of the wheel, printing press, antibiotics, etc.
Those sound important.
This podcast is not one of those things. That being said, Andy, Mike, and Jason are incredibly funny, relentlessly entertaining, and may possibly have the best chemistry I've ever experienced on a podcast. One of the best moments of my week is when I get the notification that a new episode is available. 6 stars out of 5.
That is more than you're even allowed to give, and we appreciate that.
Also, bonjour, because this fine listener of the show
I did not see
coming
that.
in from Israel. International.
Yeah, bonjour for sure. We do appreciate each and every one of your reviews, all the support we get on Twitter at Spitballers Pod. You guys are why we're here now on YouTube. This is show, what, 40-something?
Yep.
40 more than I thought
40-something.
that we'd get to. So we appreciate it. I'm glad that you enjoy the show. I'm glad you guys are making it a part of your week. And let's get to it.
Would you rather?
All right, let's start with this would you rather question. Would you rather have to run 2 miles to work every day or drive 1.5 hours to work every day? So you are going long commute or you're going 2 miles.
I have 2 immediate questions. Number 1, this question is phrased, would you rather run? Do I always have to run?
Oh, because you're thinking you're going to walk.
Well, I could walk, or as we talked about last week, my skipping is legit and out of control.
If you walk, it might be 1.5 hour walk. That's the problem.
Well, this was what I was going to say.
2 miles.
It's the same length. Oh, yes. For me, this is basically saying, would you like a 1.5 hour commute where you have to sweat, or would you like a 1.5 hour commute in the AC with a podcast playing? Because there's no way, like running a 2 miles right now. What is the time on that?
Jason, you can listen to podcasts while you walk around.
That is true.
Well, it does say you have to run. So, Mike,
Okay.
you're having to run this 2 miles.
Question number 2.
Okay.
Is there a shower of any kind at work, or is it simply the sink bath?
I think you got to start your job. I think you got to start the
You
day
get
off.
right in and you go.
You got to get right in.
Oh, man.
Can you run? Can you get a prescription so that you can run without sweating? Is there some sort of?
Oh, it's Mitchum.
I don't think you'd want to do that.
No,
I feel like you would die.
Have you seen? There's like super strength deodorant that like.
Oh, that has a side effect.
Essentially, no. Like what it does is over time, like seals your sweat glands off.
Oh, stop
Clog it up.
it!
Clog
Stop
it
it!
Oh, it happens, and because there's some people. Shout out to he's not gonna like it, but shout out to my brother-in-law who's got the sweatiest pits I've ever seen in my life.
Get bodied! Yes! Yes!
He's not gonna like it. No,
Well,
I wouldn't like
And
that.
you
either.
know me, so that's really bad.
Yes, and so I've learned a thing or two about the deodorant game from him. But I would think that if you just cover your entire body in this, eventually you won't sweat. I don't know what the ramifications of that.
I feel like what happens is you would swell up, like, Violet in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Violet.
She just swell. I mean, all your sweat,
What, you're just storing it?
it's inside the skin
Here's the
now.
thing, and my wife and I just were watching Shark Tank or something, and there's a commercial that came up for a prescription wipe for heavy sweaters. And I told her,
prescription?
yes, it's a wipe, and you put it, it's like one of those commercials where there's 30 side effects at the end of the thing where it's like,
What?
you may also,
So
hot dog fingers and cancer and all these other things that could happen.
It's not just a baby wipe that has extra
No.
fragrance soap on it.
It is a prescription. And I thought to myself, at first, I thought it was funny. Like, why would you risk all these side effects to stop sweating? But then I was talking to my wife. I'm like, if you sweated a lot, it would suck. I mean, that would be the worst. Like, that's a real problem.
Thank you.
So
Your
your brother-in-law is what I'm saying.
My plight.
Yeah, I got to let him know about this.
So
On the bright side, look,
So
because
it's the sweat, like you don't, because you'll get to work. Let's say you run a 15-minute mile, you're going to get to work in 30 minutes running.
a 15, you can
You
walk
can
a
walk a
15-minute
15-minute
mile.
Okay, so I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt.
Andy, how fast do you run a mile?
Probably like, I don't know, probably like 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
right. But I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt there.
Also, you're in an office job. So that means you're running with a backpack on because it's got.
You take your backpack to your job?
You have to change your clothes, man.
Oh.
You're not running to work in your suit.
But that's what we said. Like, you get to work, you gotta go. You gotta start your job.
So I have to wear the suit and the dress shoes.
I kind of like the idea that Mike is bathing with baby wipes every single day. One whole container of baby wipes at his desk.
I'll just buy a lot of stock. Who makes the best baby wipes?
All right, let's flip it the other way. 1.5 hours to work. That's not fun. That's not an excessive, insane commute. People do it. It's it's rough. And driving, it's proven. Borland, I don't know if you knew this. They've done studies. Your cortisol levels, which is your stress hormones, they've studied this, and they say the longer the commute is, the proportional amount of stress hormone is released in your body. So because I remember this, I used to work really far from home, and I would leave work in the best mood of my life. And when I pulled in, you better hide the kids, hide the wife. It's because you get stressed when
Totally.
you
Totally.
Do you get stressed running miles? Jason?
No, doesn't that give you endorphins? Isn't it?
Does.
Isn't it supposed? See, here's the thing. Like, I struggle with eating and weight, mostly because of eating. But if I had to run to work,
it's a vicious cycle.
You would be in good shape.
If I had to run, I would be in great shape.
Yeah.
This is the thing. Like, I've been working out with a trainer for a year now, and I feel like if I quit paying for a trainer and just ran, like, I'd probably lose more weight. But running is
the worst.
The worst.
The worst.
There are people out there that love running.
Yeah, there are. They call them runners.
I call them liars.
Yes, Mike.
I love this.
Why are they doing it then?
It's me time.
It's me time. If every runner out there is a liar, so under this pretense, no runners actually enjoy what they're doing, including the marathon runners.
Oh, correct.
100%.
So every runner hates running.
That's a fact.
So why are they running?
Because they're stuck in their echo chamber of running is good. They talk to their friend and they're like, no, really, I like running. And you're like, oh, crap, I have to like running because this guy likes running.
How many people out there are still running because they spent too much on running shoes?
Oh, man, you go to a running shoe store. This is a true story. My wife and I went to a running shoe store because, it was like we wanted to get better shoes for our feet, and those were
You wanted to become runners.
Right. Well, certainly not. I don't hate myself. And so you go in there, and they're so nice and so helpful, but they've got like this process where as soon as you say hello, next thing you know, your shoes are off. They're filming your walk and your feet as you move. So by the end, it's like, okay, here's your shoes. We literally never saw or heard a price until we were paying at the counter, and it was like, oh, okay. Do you finance? It was unbelievable. They've got that process down.
And then you wake up in the morning, and it's time to go to work, and you stare, and it's literally a bag of money sitting in your closet in 2 shoes, and you got to wear it. I'll take the drive. I'm not even going to pretend I want to be in better shape. I just want to listen to podcasts and drive.
So have you guys ever heard of this technique called chi running?
Oh, no, I've never heard of chi running.
It sounds
Is it where
stupid.
someone else runs for you? Because that sounds good.
No, it's supposed to be a healthier technique for the running and help you go longer.
You get on a bicycle.
Yes. So
and you run on that bicycle.
It's called Chi Running by Harley Davidson.
My sister, she frequently finds herself looking from, like, she's the perfect Beachbody customer. Because when there's a new product, boom, I'm going to get
You're just going to call your whole family out on today's show.
Look, I didn't name names. I just said my sister.
Yeah.
Hey, sis. So she's like, she wanted to do this instructor. Like, there's an instructor that comes to your house.
Oh, no.
So imagine.
They don't give that price up front either.
Imagine the running store where they film you, but it's like an hour. So you look so awkward because the entire technique is you got to like lean forward, and that's what's driving the momentum is you lean over your legs.
Did it stick? Is she a chi runner?
Oh no! Oh
No,
goodness!
it's a fake thing.
Goodness, no.
Because at the end,
But
it's
three
still
of her
running.
friends are chi runners, and three of her friends' friends are chi runners.
It's just a big pyramid scheme.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to do the thing where I take out a loan, I get a Tesla, I shove an orange in the wheel for the auto drive mode so it thinks I'm holding on. I take a 1.5 hour
Okay.
nap, and I am refreshed when I get to
All
work.
right. Would you rather? Here's another would you
Jason's
rather
last
question.
podcast.
Would you rather take a year off of your job at full pay or work your job for the next year at double your salary? So you've got this opportunity. This is hypothetical. Anybody out there doing your job, do you
So
want
would
the
you-
year off at full pay? So it's a year's paid vacation.
That sounds pretty nice.
Or you got the chance to make double up. Now, theoretically,
double up.
if you double up, you can then take the next year off.
But you're
But
gonna have
then
to
you
find
had
a
to
new
do
job.
it. Then you had to do the double work. So if you really want the year off, you might as well just get the year off.
Well, you're not doubling your workload.
that's
You're
that's
just
the best
doubling
part.
your salary.
Right. You're doing the same work.
Well,
if
no, you're
40
doubling your
hours-
workload if you wanted a year off in that situation. I was saying you could just take the double money and then pay for the next year's worth of life.
Gotcha.
But you've had to do a year of double work, so it's better to just take the
But
year
you
off.
don't do a year of double work. Like that, right? Am I missing something?
I am.
Because
I'm going to stop talking.
you just do the year.
What I'm saying is,
Okay. Help me
is
track.
if you do
equals MC.
if you
yes.
do the job and you get double pay.
Hold on, I'm
Oh, you
writing
don't
this
get
down.
double work.
There you go. Okay, so it wasn't both of us. Big.
You just get
Andy's
double
looking at
pay.
us like we're not getting it.
You just get double pay.
A
All
lot
right.
of the time, Andy talks, and I'm just like, yeah, totally.
Thanks.
Yeah, no, we must. I just always assume that I miss everything. Like this is how I live. I walk through life like this. Every moment, I just assume. Oh yeah, I didn't get that.
It is the test. We run it up the flagpole where Jason's like, I don't get it. Let me check in with Mike. Mike, do you get it?
Man, we're not sure. Okay, Andy.
Look, first time for everything. I missed the mark on that one. So where do you lean? Do you want the year off?
Look, I don't want to say this about myself. It's not a good thing. I'm certainly not proud of it at all. I am so lazy. Like I am very lazy. A year off paid sounds pretty nice.
So then with that laziness, you wouldn't actually take it full advantage of this year where you could see the world because you're making money.
No, you don't understand. I would take full advantage of this year.
How many
by
cruises
doing
would you
nothing.
go on?
I would probably.
His shirt says churros, 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 churros on it.
Yes, that's true. I would probably not ever leave. I would like the first week we'd go and do something, and then I'd be like, I live in this home. I would do far less in my life that year off.
So I can rephrase the question. Would you rather take a year off to become morbidly obese?
Yeah, double your weight,
Or double your salary?
double your weight, or double your. Here's the actual truth.
Double your weight or double your money.
Double
and
your
you're leaning.
pleasure.
Are you leaning towards doubling the weight?
Here's the truth. All jokes aside, sometimes when you have like a week off, by the end of that week, I'm really ready to go back to work. It's like I love my family, love my kids, love my wife. We've got everything is great,
But
Harder
it's
work
like-
at home
yes, it is harder
when you
work
have
at
children.
home.
It really is.
And so it's like, yeah, I'm gonna go. I mean,
See, and I think we're made to work. You know what I mean? Like I think that's a part of our nature.
yes.
Yes. Agreed.
We are most happy when we are working and doing things for other people and serving the world.
Oh, I've got my answer.
Oh dear.
I just realized I am going to take the year off with pay, but I am going to head to work. I'm going to work, but while I'm there, I'm doing nothing. I'm in the break room.
Oh, because you want the routine.
I don't want to have to be like, well, hey, when you're home, can you do some laundry? Like, oh.
You're just the guy loitering at
I'm
the
just-
office.
yes.
you brought your PlayStation.
This is going to be a great year at work. Not working, but at work.
Everyone's going to hate you by the end of that year. You'll be walking around going, so is that, you need anything off the printer?
That's
Or?
a clear solution. You're
Okay.
welcome. If this happens to you, you now know what to do.
Jason has been at the water cooler for 45 minutes.
If you get the double pay, does it ruin work for you for the next 10 years? Because then you're just doing the same job. Because you said you're not doing double work.
Right.
You're going to do the same job at half pay from what you got used to.
Yeah, that would stink.
Give me the year.
Yeah, I'm going to take the year off.
Give me the year.
I'm going to go
I'll
see
see
the
you
world.
guys in the break room.
All right, let's move on to some life advice.
Spitballers to the rescue.
If you're just joining the show, one of the big keys, one of the big components is and you heard it from the first half of that review, we try to help people.
Mm-hmm.
We try to change your life one important question at a time.
I thought you were going to say if you're just joining us, you should go back to the beginning of the podcast.
Right, you skipped the first
Also-
Why are you
few
jumping
minutes.
in halfway through?
That's a fair point. Fair point. You ready for some life advice?
Yes.
All right, this first question comes in from... What's so funny, Mike?
I'm a grown-up child, and it's funny to me.
Oh, because it came from Silent But Deadly?
Yes.
That's the name of the person on the website, and you laugh
How
because
is it-
that means a fart. And you're into farts.
Yes.
They're
Look,
real funny.
I admit it. I'm super into farts. They're great.
So I feel like when I was growing up, and this is a small detour. Oh, my gosh, your mug says I love to fart.
Yes, it does. Because guilty as charged.
Oh, this whole thing?
So before I get into the question from Silent But here's what I know about this. That mug is small. You like the message of I love to fart on that mug more than you like the amount of ounces it
This
holds.
little tiny thimble mug is not acceptable. I have begged forever. Our Fantasy Footballers website, we've got, swag and merch we sell, and one of our most popular things is a mug, is a Fantasy Footballers mug. Except it's a little tiny itty-bitty baby mug. Nobody wants those anymore.
It's a 10-ounce or an 8-ounce, 10-ounce mug. And you're like a 12-ounce mug or no. Or
That's
nothing.
right. Unless it says I love to fart.
I don't like that the mug's brown.
Well, I mean, when in Rome.
Here's the quick detour. I feel like when I was growing up, toilet humor, like this show, let's settle in here.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a
Call a spade a spade.
a good friend of mine, Paul, his two boys, they're huge fans of the Spitballers, to the point where they annoy their parents by playing it on Google Play 4 times an episode.
Nice.
Appreciate the downloads.
Through the show.
Thank
to
you.
where they have to turn off their friend, Andy, talking. Now, first thing he says to me as he walks in the room when I see him this past week is the 10-year-old goes, "Did you ever get the pin out of the toilet?"
Yeah.
And so this show, there is a solid ribbon of poop going through this show from the beginning. Poop jokes, fart jokes.
It's a
Potty
humor.
humor.
It's a silky brown ribbon.
Question for you. When you were growing up,
Yeah.
was the toilet humor acceptable?
That's what I'm bringing up.
Great.
The point was, I feel like when I was brought up, it was frowned upon. Now it's more frowned upon.
Was it frowned upon by both mom and dad?
Not as much dad.
Yeah.
I just think that as parents, like,
So
we've been moving away from manners for a while now.
I really agree. Our society has
And
gotten
I don't know if
better.
that's good.
No, it's great. Our society is taking
it?
leaps and bounds, and I'm so proud that today we can openly talk about potty humor.
Now, everybody finds it funny. Everybody on the earth. Even the people that are, like, stitching their mouth shut and not laughing on purpose. Inside, they're going, that's really funny because I poop too.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody poops.
Yeah, it's not funny to my mom.
Oh.
She
Now we're onto the mom.
No.
We got brother-in-law. We got sister. Let's talk about the mom.
I figured it's time to bring it out. No,
Oh.
my mom is disapproving, and both the wife and I were all about it. So my 3 children, it is very frequent, the potty humor, the toilet humor, and so when it comes out and my mom is around, I can just see the look of disappointment
because you raised them wrong.
because I'm like, yeah, that's funny. And she
No, I
just
mean, I guess there's not.
stares into my soul.
I don't want my kid going to school and spending his day there making poop jokes.
Right. There's a time and a place.
There's a time and a place, but the
Which is
times and the places,
most time and places.
the times and places have become more places and more times than they were when I was growing up. That was my point. But Silent But Deadly sent in a question. He says, I'm hanging out with my girlfriend and her family in their basement. Oh, my gosh. And had the urge to pass a little gas.
Happens to the best of us.
I sneak off to a corner and let one rip,
Oh.
which, by the way,
Okay.
Pro move.
Pro move, but I'm also picturing it being very obvious that he's going to this corner.
What's over here?
Oh, I love the... Luckily, it was silent, but it was also very deadly. Her family is now convinced that one of their dogs pooped in the basement, and I am helping them look for it.
Oh, yes.
Do I tell them the truth?
Is he live tweeting this?
Or continue this unsuccessful quest? So he's now looking for the poop of a dog that he knows was his own silent fart in the corner of the
trailer.
Do you yell at this dog? You know,
not
Barkley!
You can't yell at the dog until there's proof.
Well,
But you're
you
trying to
already know
find it.
there's not going to be proof.
Well, that's why you can't yell at him, but just give him a stern look.
Oh, okay.
So
And then
they-
a little dog
The
stared
whole
at him.
a
family
wink.
is now looking. I just putting myself in his shoes. First, he's made up some dumb excuse to go to the corner. Oh, you got some cobwebs over here, do you? Then,
I really like this plant.
well, did he make a mistake? Did he not stay in that corner long enough? I mean, I get it.
No,
probably
you got to get out of the corner. Are you kidding me?
Wait, the stink stinks or sticks?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's going to trail a little.
My
but
point is, don't you pull it back over when you walk over too soon?
You can't cut. The butt cheeks are not scissors. They
So
can't
wait,
cut the
so
scent in
you're
half.
telling me
Can that be Borland? Can you put that as the quote of the show? That's what I learned already. I'll just tell you right
butt
now.
cheeks aren't scissors?
Look, I'm putting everything on to our good friend here, Silent but Deadly. As a professional, you got to know when the tumbly is rumbling.
Yeah,
You know,
This one's going to be bad.
like you know what's about
you
to
know
happen.
the deadly part's coming.
Yes, at least you should, unless maybe
Look,
your
be
name, maybe your name.
surprised.
But
yeah,
my
there's
point is-
there's always those surprising ones where you
No.
go, oh, yes. Where
I am never surprised.
There
Even
are
on
the
first-time
times-
foods.
First, what?
Like the first time you've had a food and you got the rumbly, but you don't know that it's the deadly.
Oh,
You've got a
I'm
sixth sense.
I'm very in tune
Mhm.
See,
with my BM.
Can there be an app for this? Whoop whoop whoop. What's
Well,
that?
like, you just rub it on your tummy
Yes.
and it
That's
X-rays
it.
in.
You rub it and then it tells you this is going to be a 7.5 on the stinkometer.
I feel like it's going to have to be a post-fart, like, you know.
Oh no, a breathalyzer type of
not
thing.
helpful.
Yeah, but it'll just be, get away.
I already know to get away because I have an app. It's called my
When you're
nose.
standing in the
You're
corner
telling-
holding
you're
your
telling
phone to
me-
your butt.
You're telling me that you have never farted and then gone, oh, this one's bad. Oh, this one's bad. Because
I'm sure you thought you had a 6 that turned into an 8.
12.
Oh yeah, but I always know it's going to be over a 5. Like I know I
So
know
basically,
the base level.
you're saying SBD here should know if it's got the potential.
Yes.
If it's got the potential, you hold it
Okay,
in.
all right. I need to know
Or
this.
go to the bathroom.
Mike, you're the pro. It sounds like. Jason, you are more of like,
How dare you?
look, you're more experienced.
Is
he
what it is,
sounds like
man.
the professional. The
Still
thing,
offended.
still offended. Offended for the dumbest reason anybody's ever been
You've
offended
said a
in
lot
their
of
life.
mean things to me through our 700-plus shows. This is probably the most disrespectful to who I am.
Here's the thing. You are wearing an I love to fart or drinking from an I love to fart mug. But you can both answer this. You're already in the situation. You've gone to the corner. What do you do now? You've gone to the corner. You've let it release. You now know. Now, what do you do? What is the proper action? He didn't do the right thing. He went back. He now has a situation where they're all looking for an invisible poop that will not be there. What do you actually do? What is the right course of action?
Well,
Once you have started the chase, it's done.
right, you're pot committed.
Yes, you are in on
Now,
this.
pot committed?
Yes.
You
gotta
are
find your way
taking
to
this to your grave. At this point, now that
Or
you've
our
looked,
thousands of listeners.
right, but that's what I was going to bring up. You are doing this wrong, SBD. You literally just admitted. I hope that this gets back to anyone out there. If you're listening and you're like, my boyfriend was over here and we were looking in the basement for a dog poop and we never found it.
That's your boyfriend who wrote in. All right, Cole from the website has a question. It's a two-parter. When walking through a door, how close does the next person have to be in order for you to have to hold the door for them?
Oh.
Ugh.
And then what is the best way to get out of a now I'm holding the door for everyone situation? Cole, I understand your plight. I've been in the awkward, you're waiting too long for them to get there. Now you're putting pressure on them to speed up and get through the door.
It's complex. There is no simple answer to this because there's a lot of math.
A lot of variables.
A lot of math that's going in because you open the door. You have to look at the subject who's coming towards you. You have to gauge how far away are they. Then you need to gauge what is the rate of speed that this person is actually moving.
Age.
Age is a factor.
Gender?
Nah.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Height is
the
a factor.
chivalrous aspect of it.
Oh, I see what
I'm
you're
saying. Like it's gonna be different if
Like if
I've
it's
got,
a dad coming up,
yeah.
you're
If
like,
it's a-
he's got this.
Well, I'm more likely to hold it longer if I see a little old lady walking up.
Sure,
and I
okay,
want to
I
help
got
her
you.
out.
I got
and I
you.
might stay there and hang around for 5 minutes while she gets through the door.
Yeah, this is rough.
I hate being on the other side. I
Oh.
hate being the one that's like, I am way too far for you to
Yeah.
hold this door. I don't want to jog.
You want to wave them off?
I don't want to jog in.
No,
Just
thank you.
Go. Like sometimes I stop. Sometimes I'll like turn around like I lost my keys or
Yes.
something. They're like, you do not need to keep holding
Oh.
this door for me.
My shoes need to be tied.
Right. It's
Now,
like,
would you ever be like vindictive about that wait and then just go through in the door next to them?
or
just walk
uh,
all the way up and open the next door?
maybe what I've been doing it wrong. Instead of giving them the out and turning my back, you just slow down
Oh, that'd be
and
rough.
slowly walk.
You can't
to
slow
the
down.
door while
You got to
they
start a long
hold
conversation. Is what you got to do.
it. With the person in the door.
Yeah. What
But
about the situation where you're stuck? Like you held it for one, then it's two more, then it's three more, then you're the door guy. Then it's
Ooh.
like you've got to find the man or woman willing to put their arm out and take the mantle, take
Yes.
the responsibility of the next set of people. And there's generally we live in a pretty good, we have a society here. And normally there's one or two willing people, but I've been in that situation too where I'm like, am I going to leave?
At that point, you work there. At that point,
Yeah.
you will greet them. You say,
That's
"Welcome
true,
to Macaroni Grill. Enjoy your stay."
And then
You
you
stay
send
because they're checking in.
and you send a bill. You send a bill to
Oh,
Macaroni
put your hand
Grill.
out for a tip.
Oh, that's the ticket.
Ooh.
Huh?
Yeah, no,
Huh?
that's not bad.
Yeah.
Do people tip for door holding?
Only if they're wearing
At fancy hotels.
like a nice suit.
Okay.
So now we're going to every place in a suit.
I need to know something because I've barely ever experienced this, and it's a detour. But now that you brought up the tipping and the holding the door, what's with the bathroom attendant situation?
Oh,
worst.
no.
It's the worst.
How much time do we have?
I feel like I've never, ever, like I didn't know this existed until a few years ago.
Right.
Like I was creeped out by it because I went into a very small bathroom.
Oh, was this
Yeah.
Nashville?
Yeah, remember that one in
Yes.
Nashville? We were in a honky-tonk.
Yes.
And we went into a bathroom, and I thought this was just a weird stranger who
And-
was trying to,
And for the listeners, to set
Yeah,
this up.
explain it all.
So if you're used to the toilet attendant, bathroom attendant, whatever, I don't know the official title. It's usually a more upscale place, and it's a large bathroom.
Hmm. He's got his own area.
Yes.
He or she.
yeah.
Yes. Generally speaking, it's a man in the
In-
men's,
yes,
men's
in
bathroom. But so
Honestly, I might be happier if it was like it would make it very clear that they're an employee if it was a woman in there
sure,
behind like a counter.
they need a name tag
Oh,
because that's what makes everything official. But for this
does
bathroom,
that make their hands clean?
for this particular bathroom, this was a one urinal, one stall bathroom. This is not the location that needs an attendant.
This is the kind of bathroom where I hit the attendant with the door when I opened it.
Yes.
Right. Where you have to say, "Excuse me,"
He
when
was
you're trying
kind
to
of
get
hiding
to the
behind the
sink.
door.
So one of my greatest life accomplishments. I recently went to a show with the wife. We went and we saw a comedy show. And every time I go, I know I got to get ready. I got to mentally prepare because they have the butt wipers.
What? Well, what?
The toilet attendants. Me and our family, we call them the butt wipers.
Well, hold on.
Now,
That presumes
for
a whole
the
other
record-
activity.
For the record, people listening, this is not one of their job descriptions.
No,
this is
it's not.
a
Sorry.
post-duty role.
so
And what are they supposed to do? They're supposed to sell you mints?
what they do, yeah, and they
Get you your
they
towel.
put the soap in your hand.
No, they don't.
Oh yeah.
And they hand you a paper towel. So I go to the bathroom, and getting the soap is unavoidable because he's like, if you don't offer your hands, he's going to shoot it right in your face. I mean,
So you've got to take
you're getting soap on
like
you.
one dose of soap is coming
You're
on you
getting
no matter
soap
what.
one way or the other. So I accept the soap. I go wash my hands. I turn, and he tries to give me the paper towel. I wave him off. And I go to the hand dryer.
Oh, you're using the hand
I
dryer
use-
right in front of him?
Oh, yes.
Did you keep staring at him, give him the stare down like
You are darn right. I looked into his eyes. And I said,
Did you try to put a quarter in the hand dryer to tip it?
I said no, and I walked out. My chest was puffed up. I was the man of the hour.
That is a job.
Waved him off.
That is a job that we can get rid of.
It just reminds me of somebody pumping your gas for you.
Right.
Which, by the way, did you know?
I don't know.
But I would like
that. Sounds pretty awesome.
In Oregon, they still do that?
No, it just got changed. The law
they just got changed, but people don't know how to pump their own gas in Oregon.
How is this How do you not know how to pump gas?
They grew up in their whole life. Someone pumped their gas for them.
I remember
It's like a
driving-
complex machine.
I remember driving to
put it in and you
Washington.
pump.
I remember driving to Washington. I got out and started doing my gas.
Lawbreaker.
And, yes.
Lawbreaker.
And
Wait,
I
that's
was
against the law?
It
Yes.
was. And this was many years ago, and I got in trouble. They're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "What are you doing? Who are you?
can't
What are you
handle
doing?"
that sophisticated machinery.
Yeah, and so apparently I was like, "Oh,
Wow.
I can't pump my gas here."
There had to have been a class that you have to go and
Wow,
it's like a food handler's card.
That detoured a little bit, but you guys ready for some drafting?
Yes.
The Spitballers Draft.
All right, I mentioned it at the top of the show. Mike has the first pick in the draft.
Yes, I do. Skibby da bop.
He also won last week's draft. You can vote each and every week, generally on Tuesday on Twitter at SpitballersPod. But what I would say is, specifically for this week with the YouTube premiere, go leave a comment.
Yep.
Put in who you think won. Put in your perfect draft, and put in some draft ideas that we can do on future episodes of the show.
YouTube.com/spitballers.
The best movie franchises.
Oh,
It's a great draft.
people are passionate about this.
Yes.
People, I mean, I love my movies, and I mean, if we could go 12 rounds here, I would.
The movies that you make, you're saying?
I love.
Oh no.
No, I do not.
No,
I
no,
love
no,
the
no, no, no.
movies.
Like home movies. I was thinking home movies. and
I
stuff.
make no movies.
But movie franchises,
No.
people get very heated. We've talked about it on the show. I'm not the hugest Marvel fan.
Yeah.
But
Idiots.
Mike has the first pick in the movie franchise. Now, we said you can't just say Marvel.
Yeah, and for clarification, you have to. It's a franchise where
So Iron Man would be a franchise.
Exactly.
I can't take all the Marvel movies because then the draft will be done.
Right.
I would get 98% of the vote.
Right, because
But-
it's the best.
It's very popular.
But we're starting it off, and I'm taking the best and one of the most popular franchises of all time. I love it. We went through a lull. I hear you out there, people. We had a 3-movie lull, but we are back, and they are better than ever. Star Wars, baby. Me and the ghost of George Lucas.
Wait, he's alive.
Yeah, well, he's not doing them anymore. It's not.
Oh, okay. I was just like, poor guy.
He doesn't own Star Wars anymore.
R.I.P. Mr. Lucas.
Sorry,
It was a good run.
Sorry, George.
So you've got Star Wars.
Heck yes.
I get it. It makes sense. People are excited. They're passionate. Star Wars is.
I love Star Wars.
Now, do you like the new?
Yes.
Solo?
I did.
Do you feel like it waters down the magnitude of those releases because they're kind of going Marvel universe with the Star Wars universe?
They go one a year. Eventually, it will. There will be fatigue.
What was the other one? What was the
Rebel something?
Yeah.
Wow, I can't even think of the name.
Mm,
But it was
a true fan there,
It was
Mike.
I don't say I'm diehard. I just love it.
I just want the votes.
It was the prequel before they blew up the Death Star. It was getting the Death Star plans.
The Death Star is in all the movies, though, right? Like it's
because
either
it wasn't
stopping
built
it from
yet.
being built or you're blowing it up.
And there's a new one.
Yeah, and then there's the upgraded
We've
2.0.
really run out of ideas here. What other
I got an idea.
bigger Death Star? People love the first one. All
yeah.
right, so I am up. I'm on the clock. And look, Mike already laid out my pick for me. He just doesn't realize it. He's like, if I could draft Marvel, I'd get 98% of the votes because I'd get all of them. Well, I can't draft Marvel, but I can sure draft the Avengers
Okay.
movie series, which has, I don't know, all of Marvel. Now, I don't get the Iron Man movies,
No, you do not.
but I get Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man.
There's been 3, right? And then
Yes.
there'll be this was the 4th one.
Yes, and
That
it
is
will break
great.
every record imaginable, including the votes on this poll. Come on, people.
Oh
Give
man.
me the votes.
So
Avengers.
look,
wow.
I was
drafting for votes.
I'm glad you
Okay, Mr. Star Wars.
I'm glad you took Avengers.
Thank you. Because you wouldn't have.
I would have.
Oh, against your
Against
character?
my will. Now I don't they're fine, okay? I love a lot of those I love the Thor series. I love some superhero movies are great.
Now, you have
Guardians of the Galaxy 1, loved it.
You have not actually seen The Last Avengers,
That
which is
true.
probably the best Marvel movie to this point
That's
ever
true.
made.
So I'm not set up for success. But what I didn't want to have to do is draft it because I knew how powerful it would be in the victory column, and you've taken that away from me. Thank you.
You are very welcome.
But I get to draft 2 series now. And
I'm going to write down the 2 you're going to draft.
okay, I would love it if you could predict my
I've got them too.
2 series. Was Butch Cassidy a... No, I'm just kidding. Here are the 2. Now, you guys wrote them down. Number 1, I'm going to go with Lord of the Rings.
All right, I'm 1 for 1.
Okay.
I'm going
one
to take
for
the
one.
Lord of the Rings series, one of the best ever made. Incredible, epic tale on the basis of an incredible book and world. The Lord of the Rings series dominated movie theaters for a long time.
See, I'm glad you took that because there is Lord of the Meh.
Oh, come on.
Meh.
Stop.
I will
Stop.
not.
Very good.
They're
Very good.
all right.
They're great.
They're all
The
right.
second series
Frodo
I'm going to
dies.
take.
Was that a...
Do you want to tell that story real
A
quick?
spoiler?
Real quick.
I believe we've
I
told
think
that
we
story.
have shared it, but someone
Okay.
told me that Frodo died as a spoiler to the movie when it was first coming out. So I watched the whole film knowing something
Just
that nobody
waiting
else
for it.
knew,
Yeah.
waiting for it to happen, and it was not.
But that's a prank. I mean, that's right up your alley.
Oh, I
Yeah,
loved it.
April Fools.
Look how happy I still am. By the way, Frodo does die.
So I've got Lord of the Rings, and then I'm going to go for my second. Man, it's just a matter of whether it will get back to me. I don't think either of these ones that I want will get back to me.
Oh, then I'm going to be wrong.
Harry Potter.
Oh, what do we got? We got 2 for 2.
Dang it. Those are the ones. Look,
You predicted it. Harry Potter, obviously there's more than, just 1 or 2 movies in that set, so it's nice. You got the full, that's 8 movies? Because part
Something
7
like
was
that.
a 2-parter. It gets better as it goes on, but we're drafting a franchise, the lore of the books, the progressive improvement on the movies, in my
I
opinion.
would've taken it.
A lot of people love every single one of the movies. I thought they just got better and better as time went on, but the Harry Potter series, absolutely love it. So we'll go Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter. I know I would not have gotten Harry Potter on the way back.
that is 100%. I mean, that was my pick. I was all excited to have the Avengers and Harry Potter. See you later. I won. Unfortunately.
Well, now you've got to pivot. Now you got to go somewhere else.
And I know, see, I had 2 movies series written down that I thought for sure you were drafting because they're yours. Like, you love them. As opposed to just
I know them both.
super popular.
I know them both.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I know them because I love them.
Right.
Yes. Yes. And if you bring them all the way back to me, maybe I'll take them both.
Yeah, and I don't know if I will. They're in consideration for sure. I'm kind of going between 2, trying to figure what would get back to me and what would be more popular. I'm definitely between. All
Now,
right.
As you think about this, when you think of best movie franchises, do you think of it in terms of, like, obviously with Avengers, you could go highest grossing? Or do you think of it as, like, most revered or best reviewed by critics? Like, how are you thinking?
I am
Or most,
thinking
like,
of it-
iconic?
I am thinking of it in terms of favorite.
Yeah,
Just
I'm
awesome.
going favorites.
Just which ones
So
do I have?
So Mike, legitimately, of all the franchises,
Mm-hmm.
even you as a big Avengers Marvel fan, Star Wars is your favorite.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know you liked it that
Really?
much.
I
did not know
I
that.
really like, and I'm also factoring in like the Avengers. There's 3 or 4 movies. I mean, Star Wars. I have a
It's a wider.
I have a huge amount of movies I can watch
yeah,
and
all
enjoy.
with the Death Star. All right.
All right. I was deciding.
Always.
I was deciding between 2. One of them, they're not all home runs, so I'm going to avoid that one,
Okay.
and I'm going to pivot to the other one, and it might surprise you guys,
All right.
If it's my, I'm gonna be so mad.
but Toy Story
Oh,
has
I'm so mad.
changed movies. Toy Story has changed.
I was gonna
literally,
take it.
I was, yeah, if it
It
came back,
made-
it was going to be mine too.
It made Pixar. It made computer animation, and each time a
We're
new
in
one comes
trouble.
out, it's pretty much the new best animated movie of all time. If you are out there and you watch Toy Story 3, and you left that movie without your shirt soaked,
You're a robot.
Wait, your
you
shirt
are-
soaked? Are you
Yes.
sweating?
I
No,
am
no,
crying
you are
so
weeping.
much that my shirt could be wringed out into a bucket. I'm emptied of all tears.
I'm so impressed that they make the next movie the best movie.
yeah.
That's what's impressive about it.
I mean, Toy Story 3 was a masterpiece. So, and, I mean, Tim Allen, come on.
Yeah.
And Tom
yeah.
Hanks, like two of my
That
favorites.
is-
So
that's
there you
very
go. I've got
So I had
uh,
the top 4 things I had written down were Avengers, Toy Story, Harry Potter, and Lord of the Rings, and they're
I
all
like
gone.
the order of
They're
that.
gone in the top 4 picks.
Mhm.
So Nice pick.
Thank you.
Good job. Mike, we can only hope he destroys his series, his picks on the way back.
I will. I'm in a very tough spot because
I agree with you.
I think that those all were like easy choices and easy choices for Jason's poll.
Mm-hmm. You're going Madagascar, aren't you?
Now you have two
Yes.
picks. You have 2 picks.
I'm actually going Ice Age over Madagascar. I'm back-to-back picks because I'm on the turn. Woof. This is a difficult one. Okay, I'm going to go with a series that it might surprise, but this series has turned into something that we never thought it could, which is somehow one of the best franchises in history and one of the best action franchises in history. I'm taking Mission Impossible.
Oh, okay.
It's written down on my list.
It is weird because do you guys remember the first Mission Impossible?
Yes, it was
I saw it
awesome.
in theaters a few times. And
Did you say awful?
It was awesome.
Oh, yeah,
the
it was
second
great.
one was the
John Woo one,
the John
with
Woo
the pigeons.
The
yeah,
dubs.
just the absurd, awful movie.
This mission
Almost
got a
he
little more
tried to
impossible.
ruin the franchise.
That's the one that starts with him like climbing up the rock face with
Yes.
his long hair in the beginning.
Yeah, but now like the last Mission Impossible is fantastic.
That's the one with the helicopters at the end.
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
So I'm gonna jump into a superhero series here as well, and this movie franchise bucks all trends because somehow the second movie is by far the best movie in the trilogy. I'm taking Batman. I am bringing home.
Now this is
Dark Knight series?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
okay.
Or are you trying to get them all?
I get them all because it's Batman.
Now, if you get them all, you also get Clooney.
Yeah. No, look.
Do you want them all?
Yes.
Do you want them all if
Yes.
it comes with Val Kilmer and Clooney?
I want them all because I get
Mr.
I get the
Freeze.
Dark Knight. But I also get the Tim Burton Batmans.
You do. Yeah, Matt.
They're
look,
involved.
he's right behind us on set. Look, Michael Keaton's back there hanging out.
Just forget Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. Just forget they ever existed, and you've got a really
you don't
solid
want
franchise.
Alicia Silverstone?
Um,
No, I don't either. So you've got your whole team is done. What is your team? Oh no, you have one more.
I have one more pick.
Okay.
So far though, I am Star Wars, Mission Impossible, and Batman.
Okay, Jason, you're up. I have 2 that I want to get to me, but 3 that I like, so I'm not feeling too bad. You'll have to decide whether you want to try to ruin my life or pick a great franchise.
I'm gonna pick a great franchise. It's really tough because there's just so many here that are both nostalgic and awesome. It's really tough. I want to go with one that I enjoy more. However, it's a little older, a little bit outdated now, and there's a different one that I enjoy just about as much, which had an awesome movie recently with one of my favorite actors, continuing the series. And I thought for sure you were going to take this, Andy, the last time around. Jurassic Park being around, I know they haven't all been hits. That's why I said I'm deciding between 2.
Well, your problem is, does that count Jurassic World?
Jurassic World was an awesome movie.
It's a separate franchise.
Yes, of course it
You're-
includes it.
Mike's trying to ruin.
You're Mr. I get Clooney. Yes, I get the Jurassic Park
Now, see,
franchise.
Lost World is one of the worst movies,
Oh man.
but it doesn't even pale to how bad Jurassic Park 3 was.
But
But-
those are overshadowed
But
by
Jurassic
the
Park
giants.
1 and Jurassic World 1 were
Yes.
great. I get it. I love it. Obviously,
Yeah,
nostalgic. One of my favorite movies.
because it's on my list.
I mean, we got a Jurassic Park
We've got John Hammond on the front of the desk.
SUV over
So
there.
we're up to 5 Jurassic Park movies, right?
Yeah.
Think so.
And 2 of them are good.
No, 2 of them are
I think we're up to
incredibly
Okay,
great.
So I'll go with one of them is great, one of them is pretty good, and then the rest are
I'm 100%. I 100% agree with you. The first one, amazing. Jurassic World,
pretty good.
yeah,
Great.
like
They'll go
A plus
pretty
for
good.
Jurassic Park. B plus to A minus for Jurassic World.
Hearing Andy try to talk Jurassic Park down,
No,
He's really
he's talking
sad.
down Jurassic World. Jurassic Park. Andy knows it won Oscars for Best Pictures.
It won 36 Oscars that year. All right, I get it. Obviously, Jason would have taken a Braveheart series had they made a sequel.
oh, Just chop it into 3 movies and it's mine.
I wouldn't use chop. Chop is not the word you want to use there.
Spoiler, they could not.
All right.
Sequel!
I'm so excited because I really wanted to round out my draft with these next 2. I have Lord of the Rings, I have Harry Potter, and now I'm going back in time a little bit.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm taking the ever infinite rewatchable Back to the Future series.
They are very rewatchable.
In fact, while I was saying that, Al Borland had already written down Back to the Future for me. Back to the Future, you can watch them all the time. When they're on TV, I have to watch it. Mike and I, we did the 20-year anniversary. Yes. They put out all 3 in succession in theaters together, and we went and watched it.
I dressed up as Marty McFly.
You sure did.
It was awesome.
Back to the Future, I love it. I adore it. Nostalgia, all of that. And then I'm actually going to go with a movie series that is similar to the Jurassic Park situation.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know what you're taking.
But it's hard to look. Star Wars has some that aren't
revered
by everybody.
Oh yeah, there's 3 in the middle.
Me so love Star Wars.
So I'm going to actually go with one that
it's my Jurassic Park. These are the 2 that I had.
It's Indiana Jones.
Yep.
And look, if you want to wipe out Batman and Robin, I'll happily wipe out the aliens of Indiana Jones 4. That doesn't even belong in this. Because to me, that first trilogy, and then there's the runty descendant. That was an attempt to do a 4th movie. But Indiana Jones, The Last Crusade is one of the best movies ever made.
Yes.
So I'm going to go with the Indiana Jones series for the same reason that I love Back to the Future.
I love it. I have such a strange relationship with Indiana Jones because Indiana
Jones... The actual guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a strange one.
Yeah,
He's actually your father.
Me and Harrison. Because in my heart, Indiana Jones is one of my favorite characters of all time. I don't know if you realize the movies are all up on Netflix now. All the Indiana Jones.
I did not, and now
I just recently rewatched them, and I know exactly where you're going.
I rewatched them, and I went, these movies are okay.
Not the third one.
No, the Last Crusade is
I
incredible.
agree with you. When you watch the first one, you kind of go,
the first 2, like the argument has always been the 4th one is an abomination to the series, and I went and I'm watching Raiders of the Lost Ark and Temple of Doom and going, these movies are just like I can watch them. They're enjoyable, but I felt a weight of sadness
because they weren't as good as you thought.
Exactly, they're not as good as I remember.
I'm not even going to argue that point. That's true. I think the power. Now, obviously, when they were coming out, the power of Harrison Ford drove them all the way to a 3rd movie, and then that one was absolutely outstanding.
Yes.
So I feel like part of it is a character vote. Part of it is the character or the actor. Harrison Ford is so great. So yeah, I feel comfy with that. I mean, when you think of best movie franchises, you still think of Indiana Jones.
Yes, you do. I won't disagree.
All right. We've got 1 pick left for Jason, who has Avengers, Toy Story, and Jurassic Park, which is really a great team.
I would actually like 2 picks.
I'm sorry.
I would put in a formal request to Mr. Borland that I be allowed 2 picks.
Mr. Borland, thoughts on that?
Denied.
Worth the shot. It was worth the shot. Though.
Oh yeah, you got
really proud of myself.
Can't get what you don't ask for.
No, that's true. Squeaky wheel. So here's the deal.
Squeaky cheater.
I'm actually looking at my roster that's not dominant.
It's really good.
And I'm looking at Mike's team, and he's got 2 different kind of franchise types that I want a piece of that I don't have. And I'm trying to decide which one. Do I go
story.
Do I go towards the action movies that you've got, you've got the action series? Do I go towards do I go to the stars? Do I go that direction?
I see what you're saying. You're going to grab the inferior one.
Well, right. No, and I agree. I mean, certainly votes-wise it is.
Which is probably, I would guess you've seen 10% of those.
Oh, no. 100% of those.
Really?
100%, even to the old ones. I actually think Star Trek is...
You're talking about the originals.
Yes, I'm talking about the originals, but the new ones I love.
Where they save the whales?
Yes. Oh, and they go back in time. Look, those are actually great.
I am shocked.
You're shocked that I've seen them?
I am shocked that you've seen them. I am shocked that you like them.
Oh, Star Trek is a great...
Next thing you know, I'm going to find out you're a big Beatles fan.
So here's what's crazy. Get out of here. Here's what's crazy. I really do love Star Trek.
Okay.
I really do, but I'm not going to take it. Instead, I'm going to take a franchise I don't like. I'm going votes.
You're going for votes.
I'm going for votes. I don't care.
I am not happy.
I'm taking franchises that are my favorites. Jason Moore 10 minutes ago.
That's a solid.
Can you guilt him into changing?
Nope. No, you can't, because my favorite is winning.
Oh no.
And look, they're super popular. You're not going to guess this.
Okay.
They're super duper popular.
I know what it is.
They're always getting made.
I know what it is.
There's 100 of them. Yes, it is. It is the Fast and the Furious franchise. Give me all the action in the world. And look, I don't know.
Andy has his head over his face and just
I'm just disappointed. I'm just disappointed.
I've let Dad down
a little bit.
Look, those are huge, monstrous movies, and everybody look.
And when you say movies, that's a plural, and you really mean a plural with these.
Oh,
because there's what, 9 of them?
9, soon to be a 100.
Yeah, they're infinite money printers.
Yes,
that is for sure.
I thought about Medea, but you know,
no.
I chose not.
All right.
I just watched. This is no joke. I just watched Medea, the big family reunion, like 2 nights ago. Unbelievably funny.
Really?
It was so like I totally get the character now. I had never watched one so good. No joke.
All right, Mike, you get to finish up.
I feel like after that talk, I got to take Ernest.
Oh my gosh.
That would put. Wait, Andy, are you done? Do you have all 4?
Yeah, I have Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Back to the Future, and Indiana Jones.
You can't hurt him by taking Ernest anymore.
No, that's.
I assume you're a giant Ernest fan.
I am not.
Hey, Vern.
No.
Really? You're not?
Never even seen him.
I saw. I
wasn't allowed.
You weren't allowed to see Ernest?
Isn't that like Ernest Saves Christmas and all that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ernest Scared Stupid. That scared me
that
stupid.
Was going to be my story. My dad took me and the sister to see Ernest Scared Stupid, and I was terrified for weeks.
So, moral of the story here is Andy's parents were 100% right, because that movie scarred both of us, and they're like, I don't want my kid to be in bed.
Ernest and Pee Wee Herman have like the same
They're very different
time frame in my head, and I wasn't allowed to watch either.
Both scared me to the end of the world.
But Ernest goes to jail or goes to prison, and then he gets the superpowers at the end. Great movie. Great movie. Great character.
Let's wrap it up, Ernest. It is.
Oh, my goodness.
So you're struggling here.
I have like 20 left to draft.
Yeah,
but that's the problem.
That is the problem. There's no obvious.
There's so many that you could go through. I already have.
I trust that you'll make the wrong pick.
I probably will. I already have the superhero, and there's another superhero franchise that I would love to get a piece of, because there are 10 movies, including what I think is one of the best superhero movies.
You should take it.
That has been created. Or do I go like a Jason Moore there, or do I take the movie franchise that in my heart I should take because it involves my favorite movie of all time? You're not helping me out here, Jason.
I'm encouraging you as a friend.
I'm looking to you for guidance.
I would take the one that your heart desires.
Do you want Dad to be proud of you, or do you want Dad to be disappointed?
Well, they're both good. Oh, gosh.
I know what you're going to take.
I would choose one.
You have to take that. I thought you were going to take that a round ago.
Really?
Yeah, it's your favorite.
All right, I feel like Jason's going to win no matter what. So I'm gonna be a man of the people. I'm going to take the one that's in my heart. I'm going to take Die Hard.
Yeah. I honestly, I thought you were going to take that last round just because you love Die Hard so much.
Yes, Die Hard 1 is my favorite movie. Talk about rewatchable.
Okay, I can respect that. It's funny when I think about Die Hard, I also think about Lethal Weapon series.
Right.
And the Lethal Weapon series. No, not that they're I didn't say I think they're the same. I said I think about it because they came out in the same time frames, and I love the Lethal Weapons.
And then as soon as you're to Lethal Weapons, I'm like, okay, Beverly Hills Cop, which is awesome. Also, check this out. They're making a new one.
Not surprised.
I'm thrilled because
they figured
Axel Foley.
They figured out a long time ago.
Life.
It's actually titled Beverly Hills Cop 4, Eddie Murphy Buys a Yacht. That's the working title.
Yeah. What are the best ones undrafted here?
So the other one that I wanted to go with was X-Men.
Of course, I knew that.
I thought you were going to go Godfather for votes. That's honestly what I thought you were going to
do. True story here.
Crossed your mind?
Never seen it?
No, Brooks is going to be really mad, I think. I've never seen any of them.
So here's my story with that.
I've got a story too.
Here's my story with the Godfather series. That So, like, I am very anti-old movies.
Uh-huh.
I just, like, what's the greatest movie ever made? Citizen Kane, piece of
Oh,
garbage.
get out of here
Piece
with
of
that.
garbage. Terrible movie. And I'm not allowed to say this. Like, I was a theater major in college.
You love Meryl Streep.
I know. So, like, I have to love Meryl Streep. I have to love Citizen Kane. I have to love these classics, these ones that came before us that are, whatever. So I never saw Godfather, any of them, because it was such a classic, and I knew already I was going to hate it. I'm not at this point, I wasn't a huge gangster movie fan, and I hated all old movies pretty much I had ever seen. So I just refused. And then I think it was like my third year in college, I finally broke down. I'm like, all right, I'll watch this stupid movie.
So
It is awesome.
yeah,
God, I mean, it's
figured.
like, oh, yeah, this is The Godfather. It's
You watched them
incredible.
all?
I watched the first and second.
Yeah.
So
I think some people stop there, don't they?
I
Brooks?
just got to-
Brooks is back there waving no.
they're back in the day. I don't know if you guys remember this. Netflix used to mail you DVDs.
Oh, yes.
And this was before the digital had taken over. So I had a huge list of movies that I'm going to work through them because they're classics. I just haven't seen them. I got to fill that culture void. Godfather was one of them. The DVD shows up at the house, and I look at the runtime, and you go, holy crap. That's a large investment. So this thing sits on the counter and sits on the counter. I paid for Netflix for 2 months.
To rent one DVD?
And then I never watched it.
Oh, my
and I
gosh.
sent it back because I knew I just would never sit down and watch it.
It's hard to get
So-
over that hump and commit.
Godfather, I've already given you $20.
Yeah.
I just haven't seen your movie.
All right. Before we close out, 2 quick notes. Head over to youtube.com/Spitballers. Subscribe. You can watch it on there. We appreciate all the support, the reviews. We're going to keep this thing going. We're going to make it better all the time. Also, what did you guys learn today? I learned that butt cheeks aren't scissors.
I learned that Jason's favorite movie franchise is Winning.
Oh,
That is
man.
true. I learned that my bucket list item is going to work without working. That would be great.
Things
Also,
I'm not surprised for $500, Alex.
Yes. Hey, we will catch you next time on the Spitballers podcast. Thank you. Hey, tell your family, tell your friends.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thanks for listening to the Spitballers podcast. To see what other nonsense the guys are up to, check out SpitballersPod.com.